Hi, everyone. Welcome to a conversation with our 2024 year-end WomensNet grant winners. Each of our three winners previously won a $10,000 grant during 2024. Alicia Dietz of Alicia Dietz Studios was our business-specific winner in October in the Creative Arts category. Mónika Reyes of Moy Studio was our October Amber Grant winner. And our first ever startup grant goes to Dr. Shelby Pope of Holiatry Health and Wellness, who won in August. As a year-end grant winner, each woman will now receive $25,000 to further the growth of their businesses. I'm Marsha Layton Turner, and I'm one of several WomensNet advisory board members, and I have the great pleasure of now asking these entrepreneurs all about their adventures and ventures. So thank you all so much for making time to talk to me today. I know it's a super busy week, so thank you again. So why don't we start today with just a quick recap from each of you on what you've been able to accomplish or how you've started to use that initial $10,000 grant that you received. And Alicia, let's start with you.
Yeah, well, first off, I just want to say a huge thank you to Amber Grant and WomensNet. I am incredibly humbled to be in the company of such amazing women running businesses and doing incredible things. So thank you. A quick overview of my business is I'm a one-woman shop that I design and build custom furniture in wood and concrete. And so both materials are heavy and both produce cancer-causing dust. So the areas that I tackled with the grant money was safety and material handling and education. I was able to produce some robust and specialized moving carts for maneuvering the heavy furniture, and then some HEPA dust collectors and air filtration systems to protect myself and my environment. And then finally, some materials for workshops that I teach throughout the year to various communities that include young women and veterans and the local community.
Amazing. Mónika Reyes, how about just Alicia did a great job of giving a little snapshot of what your business is. I should have asked that. And then also a recap.
Like Alicia, I'm very grateful for this opportunity to let Moy Studio, a sustainable sewing school, to keep achieving our goals. Okay, so thanks to the October grant, we've achieved three things: 3,000 new followers between Instagram and Facebook. That it's our major social media accounts. More than 200 newsletter subscribers for the email marketing strategies, and more than 35 subscribers on our new membership program. These results came from our ad funnel campaign, which uses different online content to turn leads into loyal customers through three key stages. And this strategy focused specifically on guiding people through a personalized journey, building trust along the way, and helping them make a purchase at the end.
Excellent. Sounds like a lot of progress.
Thank you.
Shelby, how about you?
Hey everyone. So like Alicia, I'm really just completely humbled to be here with such amazing women. A little bit of imposter syndrome actually sitting on this call. It's phenomenal. So I am I thought initially one-man show of a holistic medical practice. So I started a primary care clinic that is based more in lifestyle medicine and homeopathy, with the goal of being more proactive and preventing chronic illness. And what I did with my 10,000 grant was hire a front office person to help with answering the phones and scheduling. And without that, I have no idea what I would have done, because initially I thought I would be fine. I could just answer calls between patients. Well, apparently the community was very excited about us coming to town, because there's absolutely no way I would have been able to do it. I think there's been a couple of days of the week where we had 40 and 50 calls. So it's a little overwhelming, but in such a good way. So that's what I did with the grant, is hired staff member that is, she's completely priceless. I don't know what I would do without her.
It's amazing. Great job. Making that hire is always such a big first step. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
So now setting the grant aside, I'd love to hear from each of you just some highlights, other things that you accomplished in 2024 that may be unrelated to the grant, anything in particular you might be proud of that you'd like to share. And Monica, let's start with you.
Well, yes, this last year, a lot of things had happened. And besides, this was our first time applying to grants, which you can imagine winning both Amber grants was a big surprise, a pivot point for Moy Studio. Also, we experienced the effect that an influencer has on the people when they are just talking and sharing organically information of your business. So that had a huge impact on our following, and definitely we're considering collaborating with more influencers, but specifically in our industry. Also, we launched a new in-person workshop about upcycle sewing for extend our sustainable sewing offerings, and produce a clothing alteration course as our third online course with a local filmmaker. So yeah, those three things besides the grant was like a pivot point for Moy Studio.
Wow, those are big.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Shelby, how about you?
So big things. We finished the remodel of the clinic, obviously, and officially opened December 6th. And just overwhelmingly, it's amazing when you lean into your passion, what just kind of falls into place when you're serving what feels like your purpose. It's been, I told myself I was not going to cry during this. So it's just been completely overwhelming to see all the hard work for years come together. And it's just wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. And it's amazing too, whenever you answer the call of the community, how they band together and join you, like just posting about the Amber Grant. I had patients that I had previously taken care of share this across the United States, which was unbelievable. And then that too, I'm so sorry, reading the testimonials from patients about just the care that they were provided over the years and knowing that it made a difference it's just really empowering. And at the end of the day, like even if I fail at this, I know that we are trying to make a difference, and we do make a difference. And even in winning the grant, I've had women, friends, peers reach out and just say, "Oh my gosh, you're such an inspiration." And it's not that I'm intending to be, that's never why I sought out to do this, but if it encourages other women to have confidence and pursue the things that they feel passionate about, then that in itself is a success in my book. So
you're already a success.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Yeah, amen.
Alicia, how about you?
Well, something that Shelby just said about leaning into your passion, I think that like, it's so easy for us to like really get focused in on our business and put our head down and just like keep going. But I think for me, the highlight of this year was almost what Shelby was saying, was the community. Maybe it's this time of year, maybe because I just went to go see It's a Wonderful Life on the big screen, but I really did feel like George Bailey at the end of that movie, and everyone's coming around and you're surrounded by this love and encouragement. And these are relationships that didn't just happen overnight. We've all spent years building these authentic, meaningful relationships, and to see the communities come out and really support us. I mean, for me, that has, of course, there's a bunch of things in the shop that have been impacted, but like that community it's been really touching. Shelby, like you, I have welled up more than once over this past month.
I know, it's so overwhelming. It's wonderful.
It's incredible. Yeah.
Well, I think too, as I hear you share the amount of community support and you kind of, I'm hearing from you some surprise, but what I take away is you did your market research. You confirmed that there was a need for this, that people were looking for it. Maybe they didn't articulate it, but that your community needed it and you stepped up. So again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So now that we've talked a little bit about your businesses, what's one thing that you learned this year that you could share with our community, maybe help them in their businesses, whether it's a resource you found or something you did that surprised you that went over really well? Just one thing you learned. And Shelby, let's start with you.
I'm going to circle back again to the community, because from my opinion, when you answer a call of the community of what they're asking you to do or what you're serving a purpose that they're seeking to utilize, I don't like asking for help. It's one of my, I'm type A. I struggle with delegation. But it's difficult when you start your own business. There are things you have to delegate. You can't do all of the things, especially if you're working a full-time job like I was and then trying to build a business on the side. And after announcing the Amber grant winning, the initial startup grant, I had a lot of people reach out, say, what else can I do? Tell me what else, what else, what else? And at first I was really guarded about it, but then eventually, I started manifesting more of the dream for Holiatry. And one of the things specifically is I'm a bookworm. I love reading. I have tons of books. I wanted to integrate my books, get them out of my house because I'm looking like a book hoarder at this point, into the clinic, so that I could share them with patients of like books that have meant a lot to me, things that, lifestyle, personal development, just health knowledge in general. So I developed a room in the clinic that is an apothecary with homeopathic items in it, prescription grade supplements, and then books on an honor system. So patients can take them out and read them and then just bring them back when they're done. Well, when people were asking, what can I do? I was like, you know what? I'll start a wish list of books I haven't read yet and that I'm intrigued by, that have been recommended by patients. I asked other community members, like, hey, what are books that you would recommend? And before I knew it, I was getting dozens of packages shipped to my house from Amazon wishlist for 3 weeks straight. I mean, it was like Christmas every single day. And it was so moving. Like every day after these long days, I'd get home and have boxes from Amazon that were as tall as me to unpack. And it would just solidify, that if you ask for help or if you build it, they will come. So yeah, don't be afraid to lean into the community.
Love that. Also, like, I'm just visualizing your own little library, see
Yes.
the little boxes that people set up in their neighborhood. That's your office. Love it.
Yes, exactly.
Alicia, how about you? What's one thing that you learned this year that you might share for others?
Well, I think for me, the word would be perseverance. A mentor once told me to embrace rejection as an artist and a maker, and that I should strive to receive 100 rejection letters. And let me tell you, I am well on my way to that. Just another one showed up last week in my inbox, but it really does show the importance of perseverance, and that success in running a business comes down to like constantly showing up. And whether it's spending time in the office or in the shop, or reconnecting with past clients, or for me, participating in small markets or big craft shows, or sending out a newsletter, or simply applying for the next grant, after you receive that rejection letter, each step forward really, really does count. And I think for me, one of the biggest lessons I learned in the Army is that action supersedes inaction. Moving forward, even in the face of setbacks, can build momentum. And just doing one thing each day to show up. I'm going to do another movie scene, but there's a scene in Castaway where Tom Hanks' character says, because tomorrow the sun will rise. Who knows what the tide could bring? And that's really how I try to approach each day.
Excellent. That's great. Thank you. Monica, how about you? What's one thing that you learned this year?
One thing, well, actually two.
Okay.
I've learned is that the importance of patience and consistency. Patience with my own process has taught me to trust each stage of building my studio, understanding that every phase of the business brings new lessons and growth. And consistency, inspired in part by the insights from the book, I don't know if you have heard of it, The Atomic Habits, has shown me that even small intentional efforts like sharing knowledge, developing new courses, or connecting with others can compound into meaningful progress over the time. So yes, I think patience and consistency through not just this year, but the 6 years we have been with Moy Studio, it's 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 it, it's like the resume of all this hard work.
Yeah.
So yes.
Excellent.
Atomic Habits is in my library.
Nice, cool. It's a really good book. Yeah.
It is a good one. Thank you, Monica.
You're welcome.
So, Alicia, let's start back with you. Now that you three have each won an additional $25,000 to invest in your business, how are you going to use it to help your company grow, Alicia?
Well, I think a common theme that we've seen today is community, and so like all of us, this grant is a game changer for my business. But I think what it really highlights for me is that it's going to give me some room to breathe, and an opportunity to step further outside my shop. And for me, it's not just an act of creation, it's an act of service. And as materials, wood and concrete get to teach us that strength and beauty come from challenges. And so with this grant, I'll have a chance to not only take workshops for myself that will expand my expertise, but I'll get to bring that back and continue to share with the workshops that I teach throughout the community. And by teaching a bunch of diverse backgrounds, I've seen really firsthand how craft can empower people. It's not just about making, it's about discovering your own strength and potential and sense of belonging. So that, and then of course, beyond the education and some more equipment for the shop, like Shelby, I'm going to be hiring an assistant. So that will not only help with the labor intensive tasks, but some routine tasks so that I can focus on long-term growth, like expanding some product offerings and new production methods. Yeah, it's unbelievable to me, and I'm so excited to put it into action.
Excellent. Sounds like great use of the funds. I'm so glad that you can take a breath and also focus on continuing to build on your skills. That's super important, especially when you're working for yourself and you're the decider. So congratulations. That's great.
Thank you. Yeah.
Monica, how about you?
Well, the 25K grant will be allocated evenly across key areas to support Moy Studio, specifically online growth. So we can generate a passive income to achieve other bigger goals eventually. For example, at 25% will be for marketing efforts to expand our reach. That today it's like a really big, important part of businesses. 25% to online course production to develop high quality content and expand our offerings in the online school. 25% to hiring new team members so we can enhance operation and I can nurture more that online experience that is not just like a virtual teacher. I'm with them through all the process and create more confidence with them. And the last 25% for tools and development to innovate and improve our services. Specifically, we want to create a new e-sewing learning tool for education. I'm not going to give a lot of information about that, but it's like an innovate tool that I think it's going with the new technology era.
Excellent.
Growth. So while things may change as we go, we're confident that this approach will help us grow sustainably and keep inspiring and empowering our community, that it's so important.
Okay, I can guarantee things are going to change.
Yes.
Change is the constant, right?
Yeah.
Shelby, how about you?
So continued growth, obviously. I'm actually, the way things are looking, I'm booked well into January. So I'm probably going to end up having to hire. I know it's a blessing. I'm overwhelmed with gratitude. Hiring another staff member, most likely, and expanding our inventory for our apothecary. It's gone over way better than I anticipated. So I keep continuing to add new items of some fan favorites, of families. So and so expanding inventory, and I would really love later in 2025, possibly partnering with a midwifery center, and possibly even getting a counselor in the clinic. It would be wonderful to be able to provide mental health services on site that align with our patient care philosophies. So
I love that your vision is so clear. That's awesome.
thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you all so much for taking the time to update the WomensNet community on your success since your first grant and to fill us in about your exciting future plans. Congratulations again to everyone and Happy New Year.